Hello everyone, welcome back to It's English Ocean. So, in today's lesson, I'll be providing you 10 tips to develop your English. These tips are gonna definitely help you. These tips may be old to you, or maybe you have listened to these tips from somewhere, from an expert, but these tips are actually helpful. So, now let's begin with the lesson. So, tip number one is to listen to English speakers' podcasts and English speeches. English speakers, the one who are natives, who has English as their mother tongue, for example, Americans, Britishers, and Australians. So you must listen to them, and if possible, you can also turn on the subtitles because in various social media platforms, subtitles are available. For example, in YouTube, auto-generated subtitles are available, and also sometimes the video uploader enables subtitles in different languages too. But you have to focus only on English, and then slowly and gradually, when you will be able to understand that the English speakers switch on to the native English speakers, because native English speakers talk really fast. So first of all, start with the ones who speak a little bit slowly and softly, so that if you are a beginner, it will help you completely, and then increase the level, the speed of the speaking. The next thing is podcast. Now let me tell you what podcasts actually are. Podcasts are episode series, and they are audio. There is no video for the podcast, and it is a device, and it's for listening, and it usually features one or more than one host, and they usually have a conversation on any topic, a common discussion about particular events, politics, etc. etc. So there are many podcasts available on YouTube. You can go through them. Also, Google Podcasts are available, which are extremely helpful. There are many YouTubers who do podcast. You must listen to them. Now, then last is English speeches. Speeches given in every corner of the world by famous celebrities, famous politicians, social workers, etc. etc. So you must listen to the English speeches. There are various English speeches available on YouTube which will help you. Also, if you're a beginner, you're not able to understand, turn on the subtitles. Also, you can listen to English vlogs, the vlogs made by Englishmen, Americans, or Australians, and that is going to definitely help you. In addition to, vlogs will also help you to understand their day-to-day activities, or in vlogs you just not only understand English, but you also know about their culture. You also came to know about their culture, what they're doing. So you're doing two things with one. Tip number two is watch movies with subtitles. This is one of the favorite things that new generation is going on with. I know many of you have actually learned English, learned a bit, or learned extra English from movies only. Nowadays, it's really common, and people are watching a lot of movies, series on Netflix, etc. So this is really extremely helpful to improve your English. Watch movies with subtitles. There are numerous movies on a lot of genres. You can choose any of them and you can go on with it. Tip number three is read aloud, news, books, etc. So keep a habit of reading newspaper. I know many of you may not be in a habit of reading newspaper, or if you read, you don't read it aloud, you read it in your mind, but read aloud. With that, you'll be able to understand the words more properly, and also you'll know that which word you're not able to pronounce properly. And if there comes a word which you're not able to pronounce properly, check there and there on Google what's the correct pronunciation of it. In Google, there is a facility available in which you can learn the pronunciation in various accents. So choose the accent you want. For example, there are various accents like British accent, American accent, Scottish accent, Irish accent, Australian accent, etc. So choose your best. Also, when you are reading books, read aloud. Tip number four is talk, converse. Have a conversation with someone who is good at English, or it doesn't matter that person has to be good at English. Maybe that person can be of your level or below than your. In this, if that person is below level of yours, you'll help that person also to improve that person's English, because conversation is really important when you're learning a language. Without conversation, doing all the tips doesn't matter. Also, there's a complaint that you people may not be having anyone to converse with. Then I'll suggest you something that you may find weird, but it's actually not, because experience it helps actually. I know many person who used to have advised this thing to many of them, and actually I've got some better results. The tip is that you should converse with yourself. Take any topic, doesn't matter, rather the topic be polite, rather the topic angry, you're angry on someone, talk with yourself. Talk to the walls. Also, you can talk to the walls. Talk if someone is sitting in front of you, an invisible person is in front of you, and have a conversation with that person. Try to use the vocabulary, try to use new words, try to use different phrases and idioms in that conversation, and it will gradually help you. Now, tip number 5 is, whatever you are doing to improve your English, do it every day. Practice every day. It doesn't mean that you are doing today and you now skip, you are very tired and you're not feeling interesting. If you actually want to enhance your English language, you have to practice every day. Listen to English speakers daily. Doesn't matter, you have to sit 1 hour for that. Half an hour, just 15 minutes is enough, but do it daily. Have a routine of it. Tip number 6 is learn new words. Learning new words is extremely important because it gradually helps you with your writing skills and conversation both. Learn new words, it doesn't matter, your word may be 2 to 5, 10, depending on your capacity to learn. Learn 2 words at least if you're not able to learn more than 2. Or you can go on with 5 or 10, the capacity you have. But build your own vocabulary notebook, and I have provided earlier a video in which how you can improve your vocabulary. If you actually are having a problem with improving your vocabulary, you're not able to remind them, or some other problem, that video is gonna definitely help you, because in that video I've provided 5 tips that will gradually help you to improve your vocabulary. Tip number 7 is learn phrases. Phrases are extremely important. As if you are my subscriber or you're continuously following me, you may be knowing that I provide a lot of phrases on different topics. I provide a lot of alternatives. So try to learn different alternatives for that particular phrase. And learn new phrases. For example, learn phrases that you can use while conversation, while debate, while saying sorry. I've provided lots of videos of alternatives to say sorry, thank you, you're welcome, phrases and alternatives for I think, good morning, good night. You must watch those videos. Those are definitely gonna help you. Next tip is write and think in English. Develop a habit of writing in English. Take any topic, write whatever you feel like related to the topic, merits, demerits if it's concerned with something like globally or there is some advice. Write whatever you feel like in the topic. Use and try to put more and more vocabulary in that, more and more phrases, idioms in that paragraph or writing. Write 1 paragraph each day or write 1 page each day. That is definitely going to help you. Also, start thinking in English. Whenever someone asks you a question, think before you speak. Think properly and then give the answer in English. Also, it's a very important tip I'm giving you inside this tip is that whenever you see something, you say something and you know the word in what it means or what it spells in your language, but maybe you're not aware of what it is said in English. So then and there, try to search for that word, what that word actually stands for in English. For example, you can use Google Lens. You can click the picture of that particular thing and you can translate that thing in English. So in this way, you'll came to know things surrounding you in English. This tip actually works a lot because then you'll be able to know the things around you in English, and gradually, eventually, your English will improve. This is extremely important. You must practice it. Tip number 9 is to read regularly. Have a habit of reading regularly. Doesn't matter, it can be news, it can be books, it can be novels, it can be stories, whatever you feel like, whatever you love to read, just read. And as I've said, you do it regularly. If you're not able to do it regularly, you're too busy with your schedule, your work, your job, you can do it alternatively. But actually, do it in a routine. Develop a habit of reading. I know many of you are not in a habit of reading, you are in a habit of listening. Listening also helps, but at the same time, you have to read also. Read new articles, read about different topics, so that in that way you'll come to know about different topics, what's going on in your world. Read news, as I've told in tip number 3 also, read them. And if you're a lazy person, not in a habit of reading, be strict to yourself that if you actually want to improve your English, you must read. Now the 10th and the last tip is practice and learn grammar. Without grammar, your all English would be in vain. So you have to practice and learn grammar rules. Buy some books, arrange some books, borrow some books of grammar that are definitely going to help you. Practice the exercises given in it. And grammar gradually helps you with your lessons, with your writing skills. And if you are a school person, you may be reading grammar daily. Do it, focus on it. So guys, these were the 10 tips. Maybe to you these tips may be boring, or you have heard these tips somewhere, but actually these tips help. That's why only these tips are being repeated by many of the experts and teachers. I know surely if for a few months you'll practice these tips, you'll see drastic change in your speaking, writing of English. So the quote for today is, there is no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. I repeat, there is no elevator to success, you have to take the stairs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.